Hello, infidels. The topic of today is why the layman is above the priest when it comes to the marketplace. The layman is above the priest when it comes to the marketplace. Let me explain that. Now, in the church, the main thing that the priest is there for, obviously, is to represent Christ and to give the Eucharist, oversee the readings, and then of course preach the homily, and then just oversee the mass. And when you go inside that church, the priest is the boss. The priest oversees everything. You've got to be humble. Well, however the priest wants to run things, you've got to submit while you're inside that church. Of course, unless they're in total error. And that goes for laymen in the world. I'll explain that in a minute. But we're there to submit, and the main thing we get out of there, we get the readings of homily, but the most important thing, the summit of our faith, as JP2 said, is the Eucharist. We get that Eucharist, the actual body and blood of Christ. And the priest oversees that. He rules that. And if there's a school, part of the parish, he oversees that. But he doesn't rule in the marketplace. That's when we, the laymen, take charge. We're in charge of the marketplace. Now, he plays a role, always checking people if there's heresy and things like, he can oversee the doctrine. Of course, we have the church for that, but he's still playing a role, and he can also reach out in the marketplace as well. But really, the layman, you and me, those that are watching this most likely aren't not going to be a priest, but could be, but we're the ones who rule the marketplace. We're the ones who say how to reach the culture. That's what we're gifted for. Now the bishops too. The bishops are, they've been given the authority kind of like the apostles. And the apostles did a lot of preaching, let's be real. And so they're kind of overseeing the church, and they're also kind of supposed to be in the marketplace too. But sometimes they get bogged down in administration, and it's hard. It's hard because the dioceses are larger now, maybe than they were back in the days. But as much as they can, I suppose they should be preaching in the churches and outside the church. But the laymen, the laity, have been given really the most authority, just my opinion, most authority in the marketplace, because that's where we are, that's where we live. And I guarantee that the priests and the bishops, they would agree with that. They would say, you guys, I'm cutting you guys loose to go into all the world and preach the gospel. And sort of their job is to feed the sheep. And then we're supposed to be maybe like the 70 that Christ chose to go out into the world. And now we got to do it, in creative ways. And we always have to do it with a certain congeniality, as I think Catherine of Siena said, maybe. Yeah, to preach the gospel with a certain congeniality. That means with love, with patience, with joy, with peace, and when we engage the world, and also with creativity, to do the best we can to reach out, something that maybe a priest doesn't have the not the ability, but doesn't have the desire to do, because he wants to be sober. He's a priest. He's given the Eucharist. He's not really called to be flashy. Create something. He just does the Mass. That's good enough. I know there are some churches try to be contemporary, and that's okay, I guess. But really, the priest, is not going to be too flashy in the world. When he's dealing with the world in the marketplace, to some degree, I guess that's okay. But really not inside the church. So, but with the laity, we can be a little more, as long as we're reverent, we can be a little more flashy, some way to reach the culture. So my message today is, hey, the laymen are number one in the marketplace. The priest is number one in the church. God bless.
Peace.